first down to the Philly 45. 3rd and 9 at the 46. Hurts facing a 4-man rush over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Adams. Adams on the run. Breaking tackles. Tossed down inside the 10. We welcome those of you who are watching Arizona and the Rams on first down into the end zone. Breece Hall in for the touchdown, and
the Jets, with their backup quarterback, Zach Wilson, people forget that, beat the Eagles. Oh, but wait, hold on. An undefeated football team losing on the road to a team with their backup quarterback? Is that the only one? No.
Moody, no good.
No good from Jake Moody. Both undefeated teams remaining. Got to make the same joke. The 1972 Miami Dolphins are popping champagne. It's been 50 years since those guys did it. I bet those 80 and 90-year-olds are not popping champagne. That's just my guess. But maybe they are. The Dolphins remain the only team to finish a regular and postseason in the NFL undefeated, as the Niners and the Eagles travel to New York and Cleveland, respectively, and lose to teams with elite defenses and terrible quarterbacks. No disrespect to P.J. Walker. He's just, he's a backup. And this is interesting to see. Daily Sports Podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. What a weekend it was. I pre-recorded my Friday show, which is fun, because I missed Steve Smith Sr. calling Jerry Jeudy bad, and then Jerry Jeudy walking up to Steve Smith Sr. during a live broadcast and telling him whatever he told him. He was super mad. My voice is like this because I was at a wedding where people were shouting things like Mr. Brightside. And the cliches write themselves. Okay. What a weekend. We started in the NFL. Let us continue in the NFL. Robert Saleh. So the Jets have faced Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. They have beaten Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, embarrassed both of them, incredibly stupid decisions. And they made Patrick Mahomes look kind of stupid too. However, Robert Saleh then said that at a press conference. And I don't know that this is what I would say. I don't know that I would give teams bulletin board material, maybe.
Yeah, thought defense, per the usual, outstanding. Through these first 6 weeks, we've played a gauntlet of quarterbacks. And I know we haven't gotten all wins, but we've embarrassed all of them. And just really, really proud of the defense.
Ooh, it's true. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts have looked absolutely stupid playing New York. They looked horrendous. Josh and Jalen have lost those games. Mahomes won, but probably should have lost. Absolutely horrendous. It's some bulletin board material. I'd watch out for that. Hey, New England was a 3-point dog on the road to Las Vegas at 3rd and 15 from their own 4-yard line. Mac Jones does this.
Jones, 5 yards deep, and this is safety. The safety by Crosby.
Safetied. Mac Jones safetied. And New England gets the cover. Or excuse me, Vegas covers. A lot of narratives over the weekend regarding the NFL. We have plenty of time to talk about that, but there's so much sports ball going on right now. We got to shift focus because other things have happened. How about some college football highlights?
Flips it back. It's
2-possession game, and here we go.
Getting DCMA'd. NBC hates playing ball.
Bringing it out, trying to return of his own. Now Jadarian Price turning on the Jets. 20-10 touchdown Notre Dame.
What a horrendous call from Jack Collinsworth. Shut up. Let the crowd do it. He literally did not take a breath. Let's listen to this. What a horrendous call. This is one of the worst calls I've heard on a big moment in a long time. Listen to the entire kickoff. It is unbelievable. There's no moment. Notre Dame is up by 11. USC just closed the gap to a 2-score game. It's just a touchdown and a field goal is all they need. 9 minutes left. Notre Dame had been up big. Now USC is fighting back. We have ourselves a ball game for the first time since the first quarter. Huge game. If USC wins this game, they're in a situation where they're looking like one of the best teams in the country. On the kickoff after the touchdown, this is what happens. Listen, this is a horrendous call.
Game, and here we go. This is Price bringing it out, trying to return of his own. Now Jadarian Price turning on the Jets. 20-10 Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Oh, what a joke. They hired him because his dad invested in work for NBC. He'd been invested in PFF and work for NBC. It's fucking crazy how bad that call was. What a horrendous call. Elsewhere in college football, so the part of the Notre Dame game that was interesting was that Caleb Williams was clearly the most talented player on the field, but he screwed up really bad as well, and that's what happens when quarterbacks feel like they have to score 1,000 points. What's interesting is that USC, their offense, despite the 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles, still more productive than Notre Dame's. Notre Dame didn't have to do anything. They just got a bunch of turnovers. USC outgained Notre Dame. In fact, if you watch the game, Notre Dame's offense didn't look super great, but they won by like 30. Don't turn the ball over, kids.
Late break to get to that part.
Washington and Oregon, the other big game of the weekend. Michael Penix Jr., $1:45 left. Washington down by 4.
Launching for the end zone. Forget being patient. Odunze. And Washington takes the lead. My goodness. What a 1-2 punch from Penix.
Here, he's there to protect against a threat into the corner.
See, Chris, what's his name right there? Chris Fowler still talking, but it just sounds better than Collinsworth. It's crazy how bad that call was. That call wasn't great, but it was good. Totally acceptable. Oregon goes down and misses the kick. Washington remains undefeated. They are officially a top 5 football team. USC gets annihilated on the road at Notre Dame. But the big story of the weekend happened on Friday night when Colorado, up by 29 points, blew it in the second half and lost to Stanford, including one of the most insane catches I've ever seen. And the fun part about this catch is that it was over the best player in the country, I thought. I'm going to shut up on the Travis Hunter because Most, as in you got Most, was trending the next day. Watch the catch.
Down here. And that's where they come, battling. Oh,
that's the best player in the country. That guy number 12 is the best player in the country. Probably, like, factually.
What a highlight!
Look at, and then my favorite part about this is watch him look confused like shit. Watch his body language.
Oh,
and he's like, what the, god damn it. That's so, that receiver, 295 yards and like 3 touchdowns. Stanford comes back, one of the worst teams in the country. One of the worst teams in the country comes back to beat Colorado after they were up by 29. People crying in the stands to the call.
With a strong second half for the win, the Cardinals storm into Boulder and run back to the farm.
Is Colorado going to lose out? We'll talk about that later, but I kind of think so. College football had some sick highlights this weekend. Check this one out. Got an onside kick. I don't know who this team is. Like probably Toledo would be my guess. That's Eastern Michigan. This is not your TV looking terrible. This is they have gray turf at Eastern Michigan. Like someone greenlit that. Like say, you know what would be sick?
Kickoff returns for touchdowns
all right.
This year.
Oh, surprise onside kick.
Onside kick here for the
this guy picks it up and they take it to the house. Kent State. That's sad. That's hilarious. Taking the surprise onside kick back to the house. Let's go to Colorado State. Friday night in Boulder, Saturday night in Colorado State. Colorado State was down 20 with 6 minutes left to go. And then this happened.
There's your little bunch formation.
Watch
and
this.
They're bringing another
Hail
guy
Mary.
across from the other side. So they're
time expires. Watch this guy right here. Tip.
Boise State actually tips it. There's the trailer. That's look at Holker.
But, and I don't have the clip because there's just not enough time. But Colorado State celebrated so much on the tip that the extra point got pushed back 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike conduct. They kicked it. The extra point went through to win it. How about that? Nick Castellanos is the best baseball player in the world right now. These are stats. These are real. In the last 2 games against Atlanta, so they go back to Philadelphia. It's best 3 out of 5 series. They split on the road in Atlanta. They go back to Philadelphia. Philly wins both. They win the series. In those 2 games, Nick Castellanos registered 8 official at-bats. He got 5 hits, 4 of which were home runs, including this one.
Castellanos,
just great. 2 home runs per game. And they're gong shots, dude. Look at his son like Jesus. Love to see it. Man, Philly they dispensed of the Braves, who were statistically the best offense in MLB history, right up there with like the Yankees and stuff. So here's the thing, though. This is what's going to happen. Here's the narrative you need to understand. The Dodgers and the Braves got bounced in the playoffs in an embarrassing fashion. They got their asses kicked by teams that were in their division. What's going to happen in baseball now? The way it works with the new format is the number 1 seeds get buys. And of those 4 number 1 seeds, like on their side of the bracket or whatever, the Braves and the Dodgers are gone. And it was bad. So now people are like, they're going to try to change the rules. Is a week off in baseball too much? People are debating. I don't give a shit. There's no point. If rust is worse for you than rest, you were never that good of a team. You know, how can rest be bad for you? It's been a long season, and you're like, oh, we're not in the flow of things. Well, then you weren't very good. See ya. Nick Castellanos saying this. I don't know what show this was, but MLB Tonight. Yeah, I think he said this. This happened in MLB Tonight.
You're asking me?
Yeah, you in Philly is the best fit. Nick Castellanos, we always needed to play for the Philadelphia Phillies. Am I on to something?
I mean, yeah, I fuck with Philly.
Did you hear that? One more time.
I mean, yeah, I fuck with Philly.
He is such a cold-hearted baseball player. I'm pretty sure he bought Carson Wentz's house in Philadelphia. I remember reading that story. Unbelievable. Sunday Night Football, the Bills escaped the Giants' scary moment as Damian Harris appeared to suffer some sort of back or neck injury. He was mobilized on a backboard and taken out of the field via ambulance, and he gave a thumbs up and was conscious, but, we just keep doing this. It is what it is. Biggest story from the weekend is this. This is pregame. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on the 4th snap of the season in September. We're second weekend in October, and he's like throwing the football a little. He's not it doesn't look like he's moving, but he's walking. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's usually like a 12 to 14 month injury, and then you need time back after that. That's wild, guys. The Rangers and the Astros are playing there. That's a genuine rivalry in baseball. They actually, their managers and GMs and stuff hate each other. It's crazy. It's like a real rivalry. There's real bad blood. It's in Texas, too. Dallas versus Houston. That's also a real rivalry. The Dallas team, the Texas Rangers, they won Game 1, something to pay attention to. Game 1 of the NLCS is tonight, along with Monday Night Football. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, they stepped out in Manhattan. How about that? The people that are dating were dating in public. Big breaking news. They were holding hands, and the Swifties found smudged lipstick on his mustache. What? No. Think they were making out? They might have been making out. It's totally possible. Monday Night Football tonight, we got the immovable object against the unstoppable force, the Los Angeles Chargers against the Dallas Cowboys. Former offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, Kellen Moore, revenge game. He was the coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott. They were awesome, and then Mike McCarthy found a way to blame him for the team sucking, or at least not sucking, just not being good enough. And now he's with Los Angeles and Justin Herbert, who's probably, I would say, power ranked the 3rd most talented quarterback in the NFL, but very, very elite talent and a bunch of weapons. And now LA is scoring a bunch of points. They are 1.5-point home underdogs because they don't ever play true home games. There will be 90% Cowboys in the stadium, but it's a fun game. I will not be betting this one. I don't have a read. Over-under is 50.5 points. Now, let's see what the revised MLB odds are to win the World Series now that we're down to 4. Phillies, Diamondbacks, Rangers, Astros. Who do we got? The favorite tied are the Phillies and the Rangers based on heat and public action, plus 190. The biggest underdog are the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are on kind of a magical run a la Philadelphia last year, which can happen. That's the fun part about baseball. People can get hot. They can get hot. It's totally possible. The Detroit Lions beat the Tampa Bay Bucks in their throwback creamsicles, and every time they play in the creamsicles, it's pretty amazing because it's so strange. They're so cool, and people like them so much. The weird thing is the team is so bad in them. They were the worst franchise in sports for a long, long time. A lot of people hate their team. They, in the creamsicles, are still, when they throw them back, horrible. It's time to retire them officially. They're cool, but they suck. People suck they suck in them. They're incredibly terrible in their creamsicle uniforms. Absolutely atrocious. let's get you out of here on this. A lot of more. I mean, this is just a great weekend of football. The upsets that happened were great. There were 3 big games. I told you, Wyoming and Air Force. That one came down to the wire. Notre Dame, USC. That was an ass whipping, and Washington, Oregon came down to the wire. It ended up being a pretty good weekend in college football. Penn State, Ohio State this weekend, which is great. Watch the putt from the World Putt-Putt Championships.
I'm talking with Billy Kirby, one of the all-time great putt-putt players, an outstanding player on the TV series.
Look at this.
There's a
this
shot
is something we
coming
got to
right,
bring back.
Breaking it right down there. Benny Dorr very hot early on. Chris
Let's bring this back.
As the spoiler. Looking things over.
Look at this stance.
Interesting how he gets that putter down.
Unbelievable.
So low. A lot of fellas use an open stance. This has to come back door if it's going to go at all. He's got a chance. He's got it.
Oh, man, we got to bring that. Look at those glasses. Well, we used to be a proper country, I swear to God. All right, back and better than ever tomorrow.